make it in America. Real day one, ain't a lot of us. Mom worked 2 jobs, it was hard for us. Me and sis made it out, now she proud of us. They ain't teach me how to rap in those private schools. Wasn't like my rich friends, had a lot to lose. Less money, less options, lot of rules. So when that first deal came, it was opportune. And shorty got potential, I scout that. She say she in love, but I doubt that. Maybe it's to the clout. I get love in the north, I get love in the south, yeah. Shorty claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream.
All right, much appreciated, Coach, as we welcome all of you to our exclusive coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Straight ahead, we pull the curtain on the postseason with an AFC wildcard matchup between the London Monarchs and the Brooklyn Bulls. It's that most wonderful time of the year, the NFL playoffs, as we're underway on EA Sports. First carry for Ronald Jones. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know. You know better than I. He has the ability to take over a game, so what do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, there's nothing but room to run.
Now a give to Collins. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. He'll wind up getting 11 on that one. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
There we go. Nice play, baby. Over. Now let's go. 3-19.
They'll try and run for it with Jones. Wow, evasive.
Make him miss.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. It's a gain of 17, and it'll give him a first down.
Shut down.
After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Detroit! Set! Green 39!
He'll look to throw. Now he'll be hit from behind, and he is landed on hard.
We said it before the game, and I think it's still apparent. If these guys are going to advance in these playoffs, they're going to have to wreak some havoc coming off the edge.
Yeah, wild card round. They told us the wild card could be that defensive pressure. They showed it there. And the job becomes twice as difficult now after the sack. It's 2nd and 20.
Lucky 56. Detroit!
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. He's going to fire one deep into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. A little too much extracurricular there.
When you have a game with a lot of contact, tensions are going to run pretty high. You're going to be emotional, but you have to harness it somehow, and he didn't on that play.
This is Hines. And a short gain down to about the 33. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
It's caught on the right side by Robinson. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. And a nice gain of 21 yards. yards. This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 11. They'll run it with Jackson. And this play goes nowhere, losing yardage back to the 15. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
Well, forget about finding a lane there. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. Probably fortunate he was able to hold on to the football.
They'll set up to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
And a loss of 3 to bring up 4th. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that'll make it 3-0 here in the 1st. So an opening drive field goal maybe doesn't whip this crowd into a frenzy, but I think that they will take the early lead.
There's no doubt about it. They will always take the early lead, and maybe that celebration comes later if they play well and they can break things open. But right now, this is all about letting the offense just get settled in.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. The completion good for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. And trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
On 3rd down, here's Jones. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I definitely like the play call. You don't expect it on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, do you? You expect a pass play. Had a little courage there to call the run, and boy, they were successful.
Here we go now. 3-19.
Now a 1st down carry by Jones. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
Hurry up, here we go. 3-19. 3-19.
Now here's a whistle as flags come in. And we'll check out the call. And maybe they were coming with a blitz that time and it caused a jump.
I think if we saw it, you know that they saw it. Might have been a little discussion down there. Bad guys coming. Pick them up. Pick them up. And someone jumped.
And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long.
Here we go now. Blue 90.
Now back to throw. He's going to fire one deep, and he fires one that's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. Green able to dance free.
Well, they didn't exactly show patience there, did they? Just down a score, they come out firing right away and compound things by throwing an interception. They put their defense in a really tough spot.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. This will be caught inside the 10. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
They'll look to throw. Throw left side complete. It's Ferguson. And he's going to get it down to the 33-yard line here. It'll be a gain of 6, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 14.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Brooklyn football as we get going in quarter number 2, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Going for the deep ball. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Marlon Humphrey. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
And that's a great example of ball skills right there, partner. You and I do a lot of games, and I can't tell you how many guys look to run with the football before they've intercepted it. So that's a nice job of focusing on the task at hand and coming away with the interception.
They'll start out on the ground with Jones. He'll get about 3 as he's taken down at the 23.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Now 2nd and 7 from the 23. On 2nd down, it's Jones. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Some of these play calls, I think they're a little conservative, but you know me, because it's easy to sit up in this booth, right, and make all the calls and think I'm going to be correct. But I would like to see them open things up, because otherwise this defense is going to gang up on the run and shut them down.
Looking to throw. And he'll have his man. That's Cooper. And he takes this up to the 40-yard line before being corralled. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a 1st down.
And another thing that makes a comeback route really effective is that oftentimes after you've made the initial move, receivers breaking away from the defensive back, and that makes it a really tough play to defend. A nice chunk of yardage picked up there.
To throw now on 1st down. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Got to imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. They'll set up a throw. On the crossing route, he hits his man, Amari Cooper. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. Give him 30 yards there.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll pitch it out to Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That good for 22 and a 1st down.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This will be their first trip to the red zone. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. Now a first carry for their fullback. He will push his way down to about the 14. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
A good solid game there on first down, but the defense has to be happy they didn't let it pop for anything bigger.
He'll drop to throw. That's going to be caught at the 10-yard line. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he was unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. Back with more AFC playoff action after this timeout. Now Jones. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage.
Set. Green 39. Green 39.
And this will result in him losing yardage. Back to the 3. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
Hurry up, here we go.
He's going to get it running right. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Ronald Jones, a 3-yard touchdown run. And his guys are able to strike for 6. Solid job up front, really just a solid job all the way around to get that one in.
Yeah, that was well executed, wasn't it? Well blocked, well run. End result, 6 points.
Touchdown. Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. Here's Tucker now out to kick this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. First down yardage on the first play of the drive. Give him 14.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Looking for Jones, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Troy Apke. Oh, the big play's going to get even bigger as penalty flags are down, and I believe they're going to get a face mask penalty tacked on. Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
Set. Blue 90. Blue 90.
A give to Jones. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 4, and it brings up 2nd and goal. Well, we know he's an electric runner. Earlier this half, you were wondering how they were going to bottle him up at different levels. That was your suggestion. Some mixed results.
Yeah, certainly, because we have seen him bottled up at times. We've seen him play him very well. We've also seen him pop the cork a few times and get out of there, haven't we?
We have indeed.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score 1 touchdown,
want 2.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got 1, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
This offense so far on third down, a perfect 3 for 3 as they look to keep that streak going. They're looking at a 3rd and goal here. Here's Jones. And this one will wind up with him losing yardage back to the 4-yard line. Now a second timeout called for by the defense as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. And Tucker's kick right there. It's good. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And now back out comes the offense. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk is a big decision here.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, partner, they're not content to run this one out as we head towards the half, trying to hit a big chunk play right there and add to their score.
Yeah, this is a confident group. At the very least, they're thinking field goal.
Yeah, and I don't blame them one bit. I don't think you sit on the ball going into the half when you have a chance to put some more points on the board.
They tried to throw on second down, unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now it's Hides. And the broken tackle helps lead to a first down gain. He needed a yard. That's what he got, and it's going to earn him a new set of downs.
We ought to come up with a T-shirt and sell it that says, no indecision on 3rd and 1. And we didn't see it on that run, did we? Got his shoulders square, just got right into the line of scrimmage and picked it up.
Absolutely. Picked his lane, went with it, and converted. So apparently some grabbing of the jersey there on the O-line.
Yeah, just look in the interior, and that's where the penalty occurred.
They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. They're going to look to throw. Now they go screen. It's complete. And certainly some style points there on the spin. Not a whole lot thereafter, but still a pretty good game. A good first down call as the screen play gets them 9. So we're at halftime of this AFC wildcard matchup as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach! Both teams try to avoid being one and done in these playoffs as we start the second half of this AFC wildcard game. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. Shelling through the defense. And he'll weave his way up, all the way up, a few yards shy of midfield.
That strong return has set them up nicely for this drive, and we all know the next score is going to have a major impact on this game.
Good starting field position for them as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He'll get 3 up to midfield.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
And on 3rd down, a nickel formation here defensively. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. And they pick up 25 as they convert on third. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. On first down, he'll drop to throw. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. And give him about 3 as he gets it down to the 22-yard line.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secure before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And the third down pass falls incomplete. Now throwing on third down there, but he cannot connect. And Hauschka's kick is good. And that'll bring him back within 4. So that's a 7-play drive that ultimately stalls out there at the end.
Yeah, things were a little leaky in the beginning on that drive, weren't they? But how about the front 7? As they got closer to the goal line, things stiffened a little bit, forced the field goal.
Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the second half. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
Line of scrimmage, again the 25, 2nd and 10.
Set. Green 39. Green 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. A beautiful fake. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs.
We use the word relentless a lot with guys who are aggressive on the field. In this case, it really fits, doesn't it? How about his ability to break tackles and his feet never stop moving?
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Gone. All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56. Gone.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. He rifles one that's intercepted. T.J. Green with a pick. And the return stops just a few yards shy of midfield. They'll spot the ball at the 47-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his 2nd interception of the game. And so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
And he'll fight his way forward to about the 48-yard line. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
Well, they're hoping that the second half is better for him than the first half. They've got to find a way to get him going. He's a big part of their offense.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Elon caught left side. And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
When you execute a drag or a crossing route really well and give them a chance to let it develop a little bit, you can gain some significant yardage hitting your tight end on that one.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. His 2nd catch of this wild card game, and it goes for a first down.
I think it all came together there. In-breaking route, drove it with excellent pace. Money throw right there to move the sticks.
Now a toss play. It's Hines. And now running right through it. So a good spin move there before he's taken down. A nice little gain. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. That's complete to Robinson. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. His first catch of this wild card game, and it's good for a first down.
That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
Here's the first carry for Bo Scarborough, and he'll take this one inside the 10 down to the 8. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense, and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. The officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
They'll try and sneak it here. And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself on the quarterback sneak. And his guys are able to strike for 6. And he's got it up and through. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. That'll be taken in the end zone. Nifty move. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. And here now the offense heading back out there. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And coughed it up. So the defense there, opportunistic.
It's nice to give them credit, isn't it? Because so many times it's more a matter of what the offensive guy didn't do. Didn't secure the ball, didn't cover up. In this case, just give credit to where it belongs. Knocked it free, made a big play.
Alluding that his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off near the 32. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a dangerous pass over the middle into zone coverage, and it bit him hard.
And what's really difficult when you throw it in that direction and versus that zone, that means the linebackers have gotten to their spot, gotten their heads back around, and they can see the quarterback and everything in front of them. And they took big advantage of it, went the other direction, excellent blocking, and picked up a touchdown.
This is taken about 7 yards deep. And down he goes just shy of the 25. Now a penalty marker is down. Let's see what that's about. Now, this is going to put him back with a not great field position.
So they really got zero benefit at all, right? Sometimes you can absorb a penalty when you get a big return. Then the penalty brings it back, but you still have great field position. As you pointed out, not in this case.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll look to throw now on first down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And nearly another interception. They've been around the ball all game. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just...
And my goodness, another interception. Quincy Wilson with the INT. Cooper was the target there. What a nightmarish game he's having now. 6 interceptions that he has thrown.
Absolutely unbelievable, isn't it? Hard to believe we're watching this and have seen it, but it just tells you about the game of football. It give it, and it taketh away.
Yeah, the guys, though, that it throws, and it's caught. Touchdown. As his guys are in for 6. And his guys capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And, man, Charles, talk about zinging something in there. Those gloves, they help with one-handed catches, the fun stuff. Any padding for a rocket like that?
One would think so, but I'll guarantee you this, after that throw, his hands will hurt later. Not right now in the moment. He's just feeling good about catching it.
Yeah, a little stinger, but a touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken to the back of the end zone. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here. And sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Here we go now.
Back to throw. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. And we say it all the time, have to be able to get rid of the ball sooner than that.
You have to help your offensive line out. They're going to protect you as best they can. And if you're getting 3 to 5 seconds to throw the ball, they're doing a really nice job. But when you hold it and give up a sack, you're really almost discrediting their work.
On 3rd down, it's Jones. And not even back to the line of scrimmage this time as they're on him quickly once more.
But if these guys are going to chop into that deficit, they're going to have to do a much better job in the run game. Caught behind the line of scrimmage, no yardage to be found.
Back now just east of Manhattan in Brooklyn, as it looks like we are just about set and ready to begin with the 4th. A critical one here if they're going to have any shot at this thing. So they'll go for it on 4th down.
Here we go now.
Got to try it here. He's back to throw. Man open, that's Marquez Valdez-Scantling. And he lost the football. It's going the other way. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. They go play action here on 1st down. Trying to lay one up deep. And oh, it'll be intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. So they get the takeaway, but that's just step one. They still have a lot of work to do.
But they don't want to focus on that now. Now it's about getting the ball in the end zone and hoping they can take it away again.
Yeah, still a 3-score game, though, 4th quarter. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Oh, what a catch there by Cooper. And they rattle off a big one. And even 60 yards. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20.
Detroit! Detroit!
He'll look to throw. His throw incomplete. Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll make it 3rd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden the secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
All right, here we go. Boom, landed.
They'll drop the throw. And he couldn't hang on to it through the contact. Incomplete.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers to run through.
They'll look to throw here. And this is incomplete. John Harbaugh not afraid to go for it this time. Doesn't work out. And as a result, possession switches hands. Now this offense about ready to take over again. Been a very strong performance for them, really on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example. And now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big, big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. They find some open field here. He's at the 30, 20, 10, touchdown. Naeem Hines, 79 yards. And his guys are going to add on to their lead. Well, look, this is a team, Charles, they faced adversity all year long. They had to fight and claw to win that division, but they're putting it all together here in the wild card game.
Feels like a statement, doesn't it? An absolute statement game, a message to the top seeds. Overlook us at your own peril. We're pretty darn good.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line just across the 25. Out comes this offensive unit as they get set to take over here. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover. That first down completion only netted them 3. 2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. And he's got Cooper on the out route. That's complete. 12 yards there as they keep this drive rolling. It's another first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet, not with a quarterback like that under center.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
All right, now, look at
Looking to throw. Evans has it left side. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. And a nice gain of 21 yards. That's just his 2nd catch of the game. They wanted to keep him silent. They have kept him silent.
Defensive football 101. Don't let the best player on offense beat you. Take him out of the game. They've done a great job of doing that.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Now back to throw. Able to fight through one tackle. A dump underneath to Jones. The 20. And they move this all the way down to the 9. A gain of 32 that time.
So what's the old expression that quarterbacks like to use when they decide to throw the football? I'm looking for either a touchdown or a check down. And he took the check down on that play, and it worked almost to perfection.
Drops it to Jones in the flat. And he's going to be stopped up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be 2nd down. Another shot from the 9 on 2nd and goal. They'll set up to throw. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete.
You got to be precise with your throws, especially in this situation. You're inside the 10-yard line going into the end zone. But sometimes the emotion, the excitement, sometimes the decisions just aren't made very well because of that.
They'll set up a throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back around the 18-yard line.
Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive.
Well, in the grand scheme of things, those 3 points likely not going to matter much, but I guess they get a little closer, a little more respectability.
Yeah, you're exactly right. They've been outplayed all game long, but like my mom used to tell me all the time before I went out, dress up a little bit, son. Make yourself respectable. And that's what they're doing. They're just dressing up the final score.
Now this offense ready to head back out there. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they won't put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Check 50, check 50. Check 43.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Maybe a good spot to take a shot. Here's 2nd and a yard from the 34.
Hey, we got 3 down.
They run again to Jackson. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. And now right out of the 2-minute break, we'll get a timeout used defensively with 1:56 to go. And this offense on 3rd down today, they've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. On the ground, this is Jackson. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. And now we're going to get a timeout defensively. So another stop, 1:50 left in the football game. Now here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Always a good sign when your first punt comes in the 4th quarter. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride?
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. A big play there on the catch and run, and even 50 yards. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. Amari Cooper, the intended target. Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Oh, how about this on 1st and goal? And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
This is why I've never been a big fan of trying to get too cute down here by the goal line. For every one time something like this works, it seems like it blows up about 10 times. And sure enough, they'll wind up losing yards here.
They'll try and run it in with Jones. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Call it a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a...
And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. And now before they run this 4th down play, we're going to get a timeout. As they get it right at the 32nd mark of this 4th quarter. And here just playing for pride at this point. Down big, but they'll go for it on 4th and goal.
All right, here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. And it is incomplete. They can't hook up here on the fourth down pass attempt, and as a result, their playoff run may end right here. And now back out comes the offense. They have the dream scenario you hope for coming into the game. Just one kneel here, and this game should be over.
And it's always the final play of preparation each week. The practicing of the kneel-down formation, the victory formation. We've got a game in hand, and that's all they're going to want to do now. They'll put someone back deep just in case something goes haywire. But all in all, take the snap, kneel down, and shake hands. Yes, get out of there.
Here we go. Blue 90. Blue 90.
And losing in this wild card round, you know, they've got something to build on, though, for next year. But I don't know if they want to hear that right now.
Maybe not at the moment, but once they get away from it a little bit and they get to their off-season program, and they'll start to talk about that. And I like how you framed it, building blocks, you know, building this program up. And one of my favorite coaches always talks about brick by brick, you build a program. And this is one of those bricks to build them towards the next season where they think they have a chance to advance farther in the playoffs.